After practice, coach asks you to enter your data on a Google Sheet, your distances, your times, etc. In case you're having any trouble with that, this tutorial should help get you up to speed. So you go to our team website, which you should have the link, you should have it bookmarked, but if not, you got your https://sites.google.com/view/EXC report home/home. That's it. So once you go, you hit our website. There's a picture from our alumni run, bunch of good information there, but we are focusing on workouts and log. So if we click on that, here we go. You will find the training log. Now, the first log that shows up is the season training, and that's the one we're updating. There's a log beneath that for summer training. If you haven't updated that, please go do so. We're going to close that at the end of the week. Now, if you find this a bit small and difficult to work with, open it up on a laptop or a PC desktop at home. You'll find it incredibly easy. You just need the internet connection and all else is set to go. No apps. All right, but on your phone, we click this, and at first, you will see a view. Now, down on the bottom there's tab week 12, week 11, etc. You cannot actually edit the cells here. So if you try to click in them and type anything, nothing will happen. This is just a viewer. You need to actually open this, so click open on the top in Google Sheets. Now, in order to do so, you need to have both Google Drive and Google Sheets downloaded. Now, just to bring us back a moment here, notice it flipped through this page. So basically went from the website through Google Drive to access Sheets. If you notice there in the top right, I have C. That C is my account with Gmail, or Google. That's my EXC Coach account. Google will not allow you to access Sheets without having an account. So basically, if you don't have an account, you have two options. You either can make an account. You can make one simply for this purpose. Some of you say, oh, I have one already. I already have the EUFSD account. Unfortunately, that account is very restrictive. I suppose it protects you, but it also does not allow you to interact with most of our team materials. So some of you may not realize that you are automatically logged in. Anytime you're using these Google products, you always have an identity. You always have a login. So mine right now is on the EXC Coach. Yours may be on your name with some digits, your ID, and the EUFSD. So you're not going to be able to get into any of our stuff using the EUFSD. So either make another Google account, and you'll have to log in that way, or do it on a friend's phone. You have plenty of people who have other accounts. They're doing it at practice. Jump in on one of their phones as soon as they're done. It only takes a minute. So anyway, back to Sheets. Here we are. What first opens up is now totally editable. Now, if you notice down on the bottom, the tab is week 12. We are not on week 12. Back. Go to week 1. Here's week 1. Okay. So week 1, you should find your name down the left-hand side. And all the information is filled. So I'm going to choose one that is empty at the moment. Here we go. So we have right up above Monday, total distance, main run, R, that's how many repeats, and then main time, first column minutes, second column seconds. Similar for Tuesday, similar for Wednesday. So all you need to do on a phone, what makes it difficult is you might have to size the screen so that you can't see very well. But click the box you want to enter. The total distance right here. Now this bar tells you to enter text or formula. The total distance, let's say that this individual ran a total of 1 mile warm-up, 4 mile main run, and 1 mile cool down. So 1 plus 4 plus 1 is 6 total miles. You put a 6 here. The main run is the second column. Click on that box. Make sure you click on the correct box. Please be careful. Don't overwrite each other's information. So take the time. Right now I can't see the name, Move over, make sure I'm seeing the name and I'm seeing the right column. Okay, I'm in the right spot. Oh, right spot. Check again. Check again. All right, 4 miles. Now, be careful if you put the wrong character in there. Stick a little parenthesis. It's going to make the data invalid. All right, check to close that. There were no repeats that day, so we leave the R box open. And then the time is just for the main run, so just for the 4 miles. Let's say this individual ran 28:15, so 28 minutes, 15 seconds. Good. Monday's entry is done. Let's go over to Tuesday's entry. So we have these color-coded. They're staggered by day. Monday is gray, Tuesday is white, etc. So for that same individual in row 24, let's move on over to Tuesday. Let's say Tuesday we did repeat miles, which, by the way, we did. Maybe you did a mile warm-up. Maybe you did 2.5 repeat miles. Maybe you did 2 3/4. So you didn't finish all 3. You did 2 of them, and then you did 3/4 of a mile. And then maybe you did a 1.5 miles cool down. So 1 plus 2 3/4 for the main run. That makes 3 3/4 plus 1.5 cool down. So that's 4 3/4. Another half is 5 1/4. So the total distance is 5.25. Don't write 1/4. Do it in decimal. Next, we're staying in row 24. The main run, 2.75, 2 3/4 miles. The number of repeats, now notice it rounded to 2.8, it rounds to the nearest tenth. It actually still calculates using 2.75, so don't worry about that. The repeats, you might say, okay, it's a little hard to click. We did 3, but actually you didn't finish the third one. You did the first mile, that's 1. You did the second mile, that's 2. You did 3/4 of the third mile, so that one will become 2.75. You did 2.75 repeats. There are times the workouts will be a little more complicated, and I'll have to direct you what to put there. But for now, if you have a workout where all of the repeats are of the same distance, you can put in a fraction if on your last one you didn't quite finish it. Okay, time. This is where you just have to do a bit of math. So let's say on the first mile, he ran 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Second mile, 6 minutes and 42 seconds. And the 3/4 mile, let's say 4 minutes and 15 seconds. So you got to add those all up. The first was 6:30. The second was 6:42. So 6:30 plus 6:42. The 6 and 6 gives you 12. The 30 plus 42 gives you a minute 12. So you can do it on paper if you don't like doing it in your head, but 12 plus a minute 12, we're up to 13 minutes, 12 seconds. You could actually come over here and say, oh, I'm going to forget that. Fine, put in your 13:12, but we're not done. All right. You did not do 13 minutes, 12 seconds for 2.8 miles. We also have for the other 3/4 of a mile, I believe we said 4 minutes, 15 seconds. So we got to add another 4:15. So 13 plus 4 gives you 17 minutes and another 15 seconds. So this one already, we can change our 13 to 17 minutes. And another 15 seconds would make the 12 into 27. Good. So there it is. The total distance for the day with warm-up and cool-down, the main run distance, the number of repeats, the last one not being fully completed, and the total time for the main run. Perfect. That's it. That will cover most of the runs that we do. So if you are unable to edit, you're probably not in Sheets, and you're not going to be able to get into Sheets unless you have an account. So either use a Friends or make an account. Using a Friends is an easy option, and if you're desperate, wait till the end. You can use mine to enter the data. When you enter this, what you'll find is off to the right, we'll stick on row 24. The data is put together. So this actually gives you the total miles that this runner has done for the week, the number of runs, so that's Monday and Tuesday, it's just 2, the average pace per mile for the main runs, and then it actually has columns for, you'll see here, total distance in season, and then total distance summer and in season. So there's a lot of good data here, and this can be used to help guide your rest, your training, adjustments, awareness of how fast you're going, whether you're going too fast, too slow, maybe you're feeling ill. I've been eating differently, you don't feel right, what's going on with me? Let's go check your paces. Oh, you're running just as fast, so it looks like the food is not having a negative impact. Or I've been drinking more water, I feel a little better. Let's go check your paces. Compared to last week, you're running faster. Maybe that's really helping. All right, hopefully that helped you a bit.